What's up? Digibro here. I'm testing out some new set designs. As you can see, I've got a background of posters behind me. I'm sitting in a chair on a bed, which is stupid, but it's all I could come up with. I've also got a different set for my anime vlogs, but you'll see that when I get back to those. I couldn't think of anything to use this set for currently, because I just got done with my Oktoberfest of video making, where I put out a video every single day all month just to win a bet. And to prove that I could do it to myself, more than anyone, really. And as a result of that, I'm kind of decompressing, and I don't really want to do any proper videos right now, but I want to do a video to test out this set and see how it looks. So that's what you're watching right now. Of course, this will go on the Digibro After Dark channel, where it doesn't matter what I do, because people will watch it anyway for some reason. Because my fans are crazy. And I think I just want to talk about, I don't know, address some things about my channel, some things that I learned in this last month, or reactions to my videos, or things I've done, since the few of you who watch this channel are probably the kind of people who'd be interested in that kind of thing. I'm looking at someone like Devu, who will probably find this fascinating. But at the start of October, basically, part of the reason I wanted to put out a lot of videos in a short amount of time is that I was trying to as quickly as possible, establish myself as an anime guy. Not just to my subscribers, who probably had figured it out by now, because I've been making nothing but anime videos for months. But I was trying to get out lots of videos so that if you came to my channel, you would be able to see my opinion on a lot of things instantly. Like, that's why I was trying to cover a lot of popular, older shows, like Madoka Magica. Not that much older, you know, but it's still in the popular consciousness, and people ask me about shows like that a lot. So I wanted to talk about a lot of these more important shows that people are going to ask about, that anime fans are going to care about, you know, and sort of establish myself as this presence in the anime community. So I was trying to get out a lot of videos quickly, and then the idea to do a whole month of videos came because it all started with the Zankyou no Terror video, which, if you go to my channel now, you'll find is unlisted as of today, because I don't like the Zankyou no Terror video. Not that I feel badly about the points I make, the way it's written is really obnoxious, and over time I just hated it more and more. And like, the responses people were having to that video, even though overall the response was positive, it had more likes than dislikes, it had, you know, plenty of people who completely agreed with me, but I think that the quality of one of my videos is usually determined by, like, the level of misunderstanding that people have when they leave comments. Like, for instance, a lot of people argue against my Sword Art Online 2 video, right? But all of them missed the point. Everyone who argues against that video has clearly missed the point, and it's not my fault. They just weren't paying attention. Because I address everything, like, at the beginning of the video. Like, I straight up say, I'm doing this for fun, because I really hate this show. My hatred is legitimate, but I'm having fun with it. I give all the reasons why I'm doing it. I make it clear that I'm not going to change my mind or listen to criticism. And then I start making a lot of points. Now, there are some responses that actually are responding to my actual thoughts on the episodes, and some of those responses are fair. But for the most part, it's just a lot of people who obviously didn't pay much attention and then overreact and say some stupid stuff. But with the Zankyou no Terror video, I realized that a lot of the response I was getting is because I phrased things so badly. Because, first of all, I used a lot of statements that don't really suggest that it's just my opinion, that make it sound like everyone feels this way. And then I make a lot of broad, general statements, which is something I don't usually do in my reviews, because they're not helpful. Like, I say, you know, oh, there's no themes in this show. And then, of course, a bunch of people pointed out the themes in the show. What I really meant was that the show didn't do a good job of presenting its themes in a way that's understandable for the audience. But that's not what I said. I said there were no themes. And There's just a lot of little mistakes like that that make it kind of a shitty video. You know, it's not that my points are all wrong, it's that the way I presented it is wrong. And I only realized it after today. Demolition D Plus, who's one of my favorite anime channels, did a review of Aldnoah Zero. And he said the same kind of things that I was saying about Zankou no Terror, but he phrased it perfectly. And he has this little sort of rant he goes on in the middle where he says, like, you know, this show has a lot of legitimate moments of fun and hype in it where it gets really exciting. And he's like, you all love fun. Who doesn't love fun? But the question is, what level of bullshit are you willing to put up with before you jump off the fun boat? And that is exactly what I should have said in my Zankou no Terror video. Because even though I praise the production values and everything, I don't make it... in the video, it seems like I don't understand why anyone would like the show. That's how I make it seem. Like it's blatantly obvious that this show is terrible. And part of that was because of a feedback loop where I had seen a lot of negative reaction to the show. And before I even finished it, I had my brother Victor telling me how bad it was. So I went into it expecting it to be awful. And full disclosure, I watched the majority of the show in double speed. Like, from episodes 5 onward, I was sick of watching it because it was getting boring. So I just watched it in double speed up until, like, big moments where I'd play it normally so I could hear the music and everything. So I was not even really engaging with it fully because I hated it. And then I make this big video like it's oh, this is obviously shit. And then a lot of people are like, well, that's not obvious. I liked it. And, you know, that's the problem, just the phrasing. And, you know, there's an extent to which I think people are messing up because when someone says something like, well, that's just your opinion, I'm like, yeah, it came out of my mouth. Thank you for stating the fucking obvious. But, so those kind of responses, you know, are not what I'm worried about. But when I see responses where I'm like, you know what, if I had phrased this differently, this wouldn't be happening, then I worry about it. And I don't think there was enough of worth in that video to merit keeping it up, which is why I've unlisted it. But at the time that I made it, it was so negative, and I had just put that out after kind of being negative towards Madoka Magica. Even though I really like Madoka Magica, like, the bulk of my review of it was kind of trying to downplay that it's anything special. And that video is also kind of weirdly written. It's not well structured, and mostly because I expected it to be more than it was. Like, as I was watching the show, I was expecting to find a lot to analyze. And so at first I was writing it like, alright, let's analyze each episode. Let's analyze what the characters are going through. And then I finished the show, and I'm like, fuck, there wasn't that much to say. So I ended up combining what I had written with my overall impressions of the show, and it kind of felt like a jumbled mess of a video. But nothing I say is really wrong in the way that it is in the Zankou no Terror video, I think. But I just felt like I had been so negative that after the Zankou no Terror video, I was like, I really want to do something that I'll be positive about. I just want to cover something I absolutely love, do it in, like, the most me style possible so that I'll really have fun with it. And that's when I started working on the Kara no Kyokai videos. So, and I also did that, there was like one little Space Dandy video I did, that was fun, and talking about how cool that show is again. And then I started doing Kara no Kyokai, and I wanted to make all 8 videos before any of them went live. So I'd made the first 4, and then I thought, you know, if I'm going to have, like, all these videos stocked up, what if I just did one every single day for all of October? And I also had a video that that the Devu had just edited for me, the Long by Design video. So I was like, I have that, and I have 4 other videos that are just ready to go, and then I can just work on a video a day, you know, while those are coming out. Of course, I knew this would be incredibly difficult, and I knew that I was really only covering my ass for the first half of the month, but I was like, fuck it, I'll do it anyway. So for the first few days of the month, I'm trying to finish up all the Kara no Kyokais before I start publishing any of them, but I have to work on other videos at the same time, because I didn't finish all 8 before the month started. So I'm like just coming up with concepts. Like, I already was working on the Fate Zero one, so that came out. And then it was like, fuck, Gundam G-Reco, video on that. Oh, Unlimited Blade Works, video on that. And then And then I started getting desperate, so I'm like looking around my room, like, what can I cover in here? And so I picked up Alien 9, and I read all of it and did a video on that real quick. And then I think that's about when I started the Kara no Kyokai videos. And, like, started releasing them. I think I had 6 or 7 done when I started releasing them. And then I had to finish the last few while they were coming out. And then there was like a couple days that I had bought myself. It was like I finished the last Kara no Kyokai video. They were all scheduled. And I had a couple days where I could work on whatever I wanted. And at the same time, I simultaneously started working on the Sword Art Online 2 video, which was a huge endeavor and something that I wasn't sure if I'd be able to even do in the month of October because it was going to be so much editing. And then also, my fucking friend Derek kept coming over, and he kept getting me drunk. So, like, I drank for, like, 5 days in a row. It was ridiculous. And I was like, whatever, it's October, it's Oktoberfest, I can be drunk all I want, it'll be fine. But, of course, in this time, I don't get any videos done. So by the time the Kara no Kyokai videos are over, I'm fucked all over again. I have, you know, nothing ready. And I think Devu finished the fight scene, the problem with anime fight scenes, like right after that. But here was the cool thing about all this. Right at the start of the month, my videos are suddenly getting shared on the Reddit board r/anime, which is like the biggest anime Reddit board. Out of nowhere, like, I think Zankyou no Terra was the first one that, like, I saw getting, because, I mean, some of them had been shared before, like the Why Good Anime is Hard to Make video had been really successful on Reddit at the start of September. But then, like, from Zankyou no Terra onwards, then a few people were posting, like, every video I was doing on Reddit. And it was getting them, you know, they weren't, like, all making the front page or anything, but they were getting a lot more attention. The Unlimited Blade Works video particularly got a lot of attention from being posted on Reddit. And I was like, awesome, this is exactly what I was hoping would happen. I was hoping if I was making enough videos, then they'd be getting shared and I'd be getting recognized as an anime guy. And slowly but surely that was happening. Then, around the midpoint in the month, I exhausted, like, the last few ideas I had. There was, like, the Bakuman vs. Blue Blazes video was, like, a finished audio that I'd just been sitting on because I was supposed to be paying Victor to edit that, and he never did it. So I just edited it myself, got it out quick. Had, like, the What Is Anime and What Isn't, which Devu had been editing, eventually came out. Just all these things that, like, I had the ideas for beforehand and was just trying to, like, quickly chug them out as fast as possible. And then, right after the What Is Anime and What Isn't video is when I just ran out of ideas. Like, I had nothing left. There was no shows that I had in mind. I had done that one, there was like the Should You Watch Kaiba, just because it was inspired by Demolition D+. The Sword Art Online 2 video finally came out, and then I was just bankrupt for ideas. So that's when I started doing all these, like, vlogs, and the, like, Anime I've Never Heard Of video. I actually recorded 2 of those and accidentally deleted the footage for the second one, which is fine, because I don't really care for those videos anyway. But what I realized in this time was that I no longer wanted to do a video a day. Like, as of about halfway through the month, I was like, all I want to do is big videos. Because I think it was around halfway through the month when I discovered Demolition D+, and I was like, this dude's fucking awesome. And he was, like, the only anime channel who I would concede to being better than me. Because I've watched the anime YouTubers that are around, and I don't like any of them. Like, to be completely honest. I won't name names, I guess, but all the reviewers and stuff who are popular or have a lot of subscribers, I don't really care for them. There's, like, a couple channels that are pretty good. Did You Know Anime is pretty good, and it's through them that I found Demolition D+, and he's amazing, and all of his videos are great. We don't necessarily share all the same opinions, because he likes a lot of shows that I don't really care for, but for the most part, he's got good taste, he's got great videos, super awesome editing, and I was like, fuck, I'm not even close to doing as well as this guy. You know, like, he's doing videos that are highly entertaining, and my videos are really stale. And so that was why it was, like, so important to me that I make this Sword Art Online video something special, like, and I emulated the style of Your Movie Sucks, because that was just the best way to go about it. But it was really Demolition D+ that made me think I need to try to make, you know, videos that are actually edited, that actually have effort put into them, other than just a script. So that's what I wanted to do, and then I'm trapped in this month of I have to make a video every day, so I can't work on these big, you know, expensive videos. And, you know, all month I was like, fuck, I want to do the Sword Art Online 2, I want to do this, I want to do that, can't do it. And every idea I had was for something bigger, because every time I want to cover a show, I want to cover the whole franchise, you know? So there'd be like a 12-episode show, and I'd be like, oh, I could watch that and do an analysis of it, but then I want to do, you know, the other parts, the sequels, the fucking OVAs. I want to do the whole thing. And rarely did I get something convenient like, I watched The Secret World of Arrietty and was just like, oh, I can do a video on that in like 3 minutes. Like, I watched that movie at random. Tamako Market. I just watched it at random and was like, this, I can do it, whatever. I watched 6 hours of Tamako Market in a marathon just so I could make a 4-minute video on it. Yeah, that was at that point where I was like starting to crack. But yes, window. That is a fart noise. And the whole month, or the whole second half of the month, I kept talking about how like my dream was for November to come, and I was gonna grow a beard. As you can see, I've gotten started. Grow a beard. As soon as I can walk correctly again, I'm going to walk the streets at night, as I used to do. And then play a lot of video games and work on only big videos. That's the plan. That's what I've already gotten started on. And also rearrange my room and change my setups. So, as you can see, that's what I'm doing right now and experimenting with. So that's what the month of November, what I want it to be. But yeah, returning to addressing the videos from October, just like, there's a few I want to unlist just because I don't really want stuff that's not indicative of my channel. I feel weird about having up. Like, you know, if someone comes to my channel and then they see all these like vlogs and stuff that aren't really what my style's about, then I don't really want that. Because the way my bet worked was that each video had to be something that was, like, worthwhile. But it didn't necessarily have to be in my main style. But at the same time, I don't want stuff that's not in my main style on my channel. So, you know, I'll probably end up removing a lot of those. Or not removing them, but unlisting them. But, so if a lot of them disappear suddenly tomorrow, or by the time you see this video, you will know why. It's because I unlisted them because they're not really my style. Oh. But yeah. All the responses I get now, all the comments I've been getting for the past 2 weeks have been either on the Sword Art Online video, the Zankou no Terror video, or the What is Anime video. And of course for the first two, it's all people bitching. I mean, like, half of it's people who love it, but then the other half is like people bitching about how I hate Zankou no Terror, people bitching about how I hate Sword Art Online incoherently. Always incoherently. Like, every once in a blue moon, I get someone complaining in a coherent manner, and I'm like, oh, that guy made some decent points, I guess. But, oh my god. The comments. It's so weird because the majority of the people who watch it like it, and I like it, and, like, the video, I mean. Even people who like the show like the video as well. But then you have these idiots, and it's so hard to deal with, like, it's so tempting to just be like, I could just close comments on this, because how much do I even value anyone's comment on my Sword Art Online video? And just divert everyone to Reddit, because I have a Reddit board for myself now, like a Digibro Reddit board. And, like, I could just make people comment on there, just so I don't have to deal with idiots. I might do that. And then the What is Anime video, those are the most baffling comments, because a lot of them are, like, really argumentative, or, like, and I don't understand why, because I said everything you could possibly say in that video. Like, any argument you could have for any side of the debate, I covered it, and then came to a conclusion. So when people are coming to their, like, well, I think that anime is this, and I'm like, Who the fuck cares what you think? I laid out all the cards. It's all there. I said everything. Like, did you watch it? Did you watch the video? Did you comprehend the video? Did you get it? Because I covered everything. And I started questioning myself after a while. I was like, did I fuck up somewhere? Does this video not make sense? And then I'd watch it again and I'd be like, no, it all makes perfect sense. So what the fuck are these people talking about? Oh, and yet it persists. It keeps every day after day. I should turn off the comments on that one too. I don't know why they're open. I don't care. Those are both, like, both of those videos are like open and shut cases where I said everything and it wasn't really about discussion. So I don't know why I left the comments open. Oh, Jesus. I guess that's everything I wanted to get off my chest, really. I want to slow down video production, work on quality over quantity for once, and maybe close some comments here and there, because I really can't stand it. Like, it's day in and day out I'm reading stupid comments that are just intolerable. And like on the Zanko no Terra video I blamed myself, but on the other two it's like, oh my god, you people don't pay attention. And after a while, there's no sense in having them open anymore. Like on the first couple days I cared, and now I don't. Like now those videos are behind me. Especially the What Is Anime, like at least Sword Art Online has a part 2 coming out, so like I'm still hype about it, but What Is Anime is a done deal. Stop commenting. Alright, that's the video. That was me bitching for probably half an hour while drinking a Beta Pecan Harvest Ale and sitting in front of my stupid new backdrop.